Hi Aquarius, this is your horoscope for April 2018. Thank you for joining me. It's really nice to be with you today. From the 1st of April until the 15th of April, we have Saturn conjunct Mars, and that happens in your 12th house of spirituality and spiritual strength. Now, Saturn is the planet of security and structure. Mars is the principle of drive, desire, and getting things going. And they both sit in your 12th house of spirituality in the sign of the worker, Capricorn. So for the first 15 days of April, your main concern is going to be your spiritual progress and walking a spiritual path. If you ask yourself that question and the answer is, yes, I do my daily meditation, or I have a yoga practice, or I feel connected by walking in nature, and you're satisfied with that, then that's great. Then continue on with that and work at it. But if you're someone who is totally disconnected from their higher self or a higher power, then this is your opportunity here in the astrological new year to really work to create a spiritual technique for yourself that connects you with your higher self. Because you've come back into this lifetime for a reason. You've got a life purpose that you're meant to achieve. And the only way to achieve that is to listen to the guidance that you get from your higher self. So the best way to do that is to adopt a daily spiritual practice, and in my experience, meditation works best. There are dozens of techniques out there. Try different ones until you find the one that works for you. There's mindfulness, Zen meditation, Buddhist meditation, transcendental meditation. Try the one that allows you to feel relaxed, that's effortless, and that gives you a sense of, oh, I'm at peace. So that's the big focus here, which is very abstract and is very inward looking here for the first 2 weeks of April. On the 16th of April, we have a new moon in Aries, and a new moon is when the sun and the moon sit together. The moon is totally black and it recharges its batteries. I'll make a separate video to go into more detail on this, but what's important is that this new moon happens in your 3rd house of communication, and it's in Aries. So what you're going to find is that you become very clear on how you're thinking, what you're communicating, and it's as a result of doing the work in the first 2 weeks of April in terms of finding yourself spiritually. And because you are now more connected with your higher self, you find it much easier to make decisions, to stand in your own power, and to communicate the things you want, rather than just reacting to external circumstances and letting other people dictate what your life should be about. If you don't care about anything, or if you don't know what you're supposed to do with your life, other people will decide for you. Also on the 16th of April, Mercury, the communication planet, goes direct. So it's been in retrograde for the last couple of weeks, so you would have found it difficult to make decisions about what direction you want to go in life. It now goes direct, and the communication planet is in Aries, the sign of progress and moving forward, in the 3rd house of communication and thinking. So you really understand now what your path is. You see the light at the end of the tunnel, and you make the decision to follow a certain path. So this month up until now is a month of self-discovery, self-actualization, and really finding the spiritual purpose and path that you're meant to walk. On the 17th of April, all the way until the 6th of September, we've got Saturn going retrograde. And these are outer planets. When an outer planet goes retrograde, it stays in retrograde for a long time. When Saturn goes retrograde, it gives you the ability to say no and to dismantle the things that no longer work for you. So because you've done this spiritual work, you're now able to let go of behaviors and ways of thinking which no longer work for you. So if you've got into the habit of taking drugs to manage your emotions, or talking about other people to put them down to make yourself feel better. You'll notice that those are not ways of growing as an individual, as a person. And with Saturn in retrograde, you'll find it really easy to let go of those things in a holistic kind of gentle way. Saturn will release them for you. On the 22nd of April, we have Pluto going retrograde, and that stays in retrograde until the 30th of September. So again, a really long time. And that's also in your 12th house of spirituality and spiritual strength. And this is, it enables you to let go of inner wounds and to take responsibility for yourself. So if you've been off track, rather than just feel guilty about it and beat yourself up over it, you can now let go of that because you have taken inventory of yourself and you've got onto a spiritual path. You can say, okay, this is where I'm at. I may have wasted a couple of months or a couple of years, but I'm not going to beat myself up about it. I'm going to forgive myself for it. I'm going to take responsibility, and I'm going to start to walk this new path. Better late than never. Some people never have a spiritual awakening or do a personal inventory, and some people just go through life and react to what's happening or do what other people are telling them to do, and they don't think for themselves at all. And there's absolutely no reason for you to give yourself a hard time. If anything, give yourself a pat on the back, because it's not easy asking these big questions, and that's what you're doing here in April. On the 25th of April, Venus, the planet of love and beauty, goes into your 5th house in Gemini, and it's at 0 degrees. So now that you have created this loving relationship with a higher power and your higher self, you're now looking to create loving and fun relationships with other people in your life. So you're ready to form new relationships because you've got rid of some of the negative behavior. You've now made space for positive things to come into your life. So you're hopeful, you're enthusiastic, you're passionate about meeting new people and creating new relationships, and that's something around the 25th until the end of the month that you can really, really enjoy. On the 30th of April, we have a full moon in Scorpio, and I'll make a separate video on this as well. But the important thing for you, Aquarius, is that it happens in your 10th house of career. So the full moon in Scorpio is the moon's kind of completion point, where it showers you with Scorpio energy, which is very emotionally intelligent, and it allows you to get to the truth. Jupiter sits on top of that full moon, and it's good luck and good fortune. So if you listen to your feelings, your guidance that comes from your higher power, and thank goodness you've really, really worked at that at the beginning of the month and established a strong relationship with a higher power, you will now get messages here at the end of the month which will support you in finding the right vocation for you, the vocation that's linked to your life purpose and fulfilling your mission here on planet Earth. So it's an amazing month of really stepping into your power and becoming the person that you're meant to be. If you would like a private reading with me, please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. Click on the readings tab to order your reading. Please remember to subscribe to this YouTube channel, and I'll speak to you next month.